Okay, so as it turns out, heaven is a place on earth. Let me show you. Do you actually know, like, what part of the cow a dino rib is?
It comes on the chuck plate, 6, 7, 8 rib.
Oh,
chuck plate.
This is gonna feed like 3 people, not just me. Yeah, this would destroy me by myself. I'll send you the whole video. We got what we came for. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another cook on the Spider Venom. My name is Jeremiah, I'm with Spider Grills. I'm gonna be making dino ribs on the Weber kettle with a little help from the Spider Venom. So it turns out dino ribs are my new favorite thing. I've never had them before, but just looking at them, I can tell this is gonna be the best day of my life. Dino rib is just a gigantic beef rib. Now, is it more cost effective just to buy regular beef ribs? Probably. Am I paying for gigantic bones instead of meat? Good chance that that's true. But can you make Jurassic Park references when you're making regular beef ribs? No, you can't. Hold on to your butts. So I'm gonna be keeping it simple for today's cook. So we're gonna be using Cosmos salt, pepper, garlic rub. This is gonna be keeping these as simple as possible because I want the meat to do the heavy lifting on this cook. As a second rub, I'm gonna add a little zest to it with Lane's Barbecue Hot Spellbound for the color and for that extra zing on the back end. One difference in dino ribs and regular beef ribs, I'm not gonna peel off the silver skin. I want these to hold my ribs together because they're gigantic. Literally brontosaurus, I think. So I'm gonna leave this on because it's gonna help the meat stay together for the whole cook. I'm gonna give it a little bit of spice because these are gonna be on the grates of the grill and they're gonna help hold my meat together. Okay, now let's hit it with Lane's. Clever girl. Let's get our grill set up for an indirect cook on the Weber kettle with the Spider Venom. So this is gonna be kind of a long cook. We're gonna be going for about 6 hours. So I'm gonna fill my kettle about halfway with these Kingsford briquettes, and we're gonna do an indirect cook. So for a little extra flavor, I'm gonna add these wood chunks. To get our fire started, I'm gonna use a little bit more than a handful of briquettes in this chimney. And I'm gonna put them on one side of my pile of charcoal so that way our fire can burn slowly from one side of our charcoal to the other. For today's cook, we're gonna be doing a low and slow at 275 for about 5 to 6 hours. I'm gonna check it at 5, but it's probably gonna be closer to 6. Halfway in the cook, I'm gonna wrap my ribs in parchment paper. Let's go ahead and set the grill and let the Venom take over. So my grill is sitting pretty at 275. I'm gonna pause the Venom, so that way when I take the lid, the Venom won't spike in temperature. So I can set my ribs and keep the same temperature. So we started this cook about 10 a.m. As you can see, it's like 1 p.m. Sun is destroying this bald head. But luckily, I've got the Venom and it's got a battery. So I'm gonna show you probably the coolest feature of having a grill with a battery. I'm gonna find some shade. Ta-da. So we have been cooking these ribs for about 3 hours. Now, I'm gonna put the dino ribs on some parchment paper. I'm gonna wrap them in parchment paper with some bone broth. So that way they can continue to absorb that moisture. That's a weird word. I hate that word, moisture. Every time I want to say it, my brain's like, that's not a word. You can't say that word. That way the ribs can absorb that moisture. I can't use that word. That way the beef can absorb the broth, be even more juicy, even more tender for the final product. Oh man, they look amazing. Okay, come look at this. Come get it. Get in here. Come see this. This is what you love to see. And now I want to know exactly when my ribs are at 200 degrees. So I'm going to use the Venom meat probe. Now that my meat probe is in my ribs, I'm going to set my target temp in the app so the meat probe can tell my phone exactly when it's time to eat. and we're off. They're done. Okay, I gotta be honest, this is the hardest part of every cook for me, because we gotta let these things rest for about an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to announce the park is now open. Can you believe it? Can you believe how good this looks? Wow, that is so tender. This is wild. Unlike regular beef ribs, one rib is definitely one serving. Look at this honker. I don't even know how to begin to eat this. Okay, I'm gonna start with the little guy. This will be my warm up. Wow. Wow, that is so good. Bro, definitely the best rib I've ever made. Worth the time, and they're just so much more fun. Like if you're gonna make ribs, why not make Dino ribs? I definitely can't do this like a gentleman. There's no chance of my mom ever seeing this video, because this is gonna be like very animalistic. This may be my proudest achievement. Dino ribs. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.